The Michael Yo Show. Celebrities.
To be honest, I don't like male strippers.
Pop culture. And comedy.
That's what I'm trying to do, is streamline this whole thing into a cult.
Plus, 10 things you should know with Yo. The Michael Yo Show starts now.
All right, welcome to the Michael Yo Show. It is Michael Yo. Remember, subscribe, and like it. Leave a comment as well. A lot of things we talk about on the Michael Yo Show. Normally, we have comics coming in every now and then. We have celebrities. We have we talk pop culture, but this segment I wanted to do with Lara Eurdolian. She's a beauty expert. She's beauty, cosmetics. You're also got a blog called Pretty Connected.
I do.
That's huge.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So this show is going to help guys out with products, because a lot of people don't know that guys wear products. I do eye masks, I do facials, I do all kinds of stuff.
I like to think that I've helped you in your beauty journey.
You have.
In all of this.
You have.
Definitely.
You really have. And I want to like you to give tips out there, because we're going in the fall, or anything that's hot right now that women should be looking at, or dudes that wear makeup like me should be looking at.
Yeah.
So now, first of all, what are you doing in town? Let's talk about that.
Okay, Sephora, which is Sephora's beauty show. So a lot of their big brands are here. They're exhibiting. They do a Friday night party, and then literally Saturday, Sunday, there are master classes. People like Natasha Denona, Nikki Tutorials, all these kind of major names in beauty that do just show you how to do your makeup or how demonstrate different products. And then there's different booths, and you can shop Sephora exclusives before they're even out for the holidays.
So is this thing packed? Is it only insiders or is it normal people too?
They have a whole insider program, which gets certain perks at certain days, but they have 2 days. You buy tickets per each session, and then you just go in and shop at a discount. You get free samples. You meet the founders of brands. You can do beauty classes and also just get your hair done or makeup done. Dr. Dennis Gross was there doing like skin peels with his line. Of Sephora's top brands were there, and it was fun.
Now, the reason why my wife is in here, she's going to be the mouthpiece for all the females in the world that are watching. She's going to have questions. She'll be throwing them at you as well. Let's talk about fall. What can we expect for fall? Because it's coming up in like 20 days.
Yeah, I mean, men versus women. Like, if you want to talk about makeup, it's still a lot of fun colors we're seeing into the fall season. Dramatic eyes. I mean, people love their strong pigments. But then, if you have a nice natural look that you do all the time, you're going to keep that. You have to feel comfortable. But men, you might want to talk about your skin. Everyone needs to get a little bit heavier with their skincare products. Don't lose your SPF. People think the sun's not out. No big deal. You still need to wear your sunblock, but you do want to start to have more moisturizing products. Things with like hyaluronic acid in them are great because they'll really start to moisturize. They're still a little light. You're not quite ready for that like winter chapped skin. That's when I like bring out my Aquaphor. I'll put on like everything when you're chapped.
Oh, yeah.
You're not going to be chapped. You just want to be more conscious of them being like it's going to be a little drier. And you're not as oily, so you don't need as much of the matte products to really like help keep everything balanced. You still will use your powders, do finishing powders and different things, but you don't need to worry as much about like being shiny, getting the blotting, the sweat pads, because
Well, it seems like the more shiny you are now, the more your face looks alive to people. They go, "Oh, you got a glow."
Yeah, 100%.
The J-Lo glow.
First of all, people with oily skin, like, don't block that because you're going to age better. Having oils in your skin is actually a great thing. It might feel annoying, but especially for men have thicker skin in general. But also if you're oily, you'll be like, why doesn't this person age? It's like, it's a combination of that. So, but to your point, it's funny. There's this It Cosmetics, and Claire, I know you love It Cosmetics, but they launched a matte product, which is great, but I never knew about their like illuminating foundation, which is like the pink one. It's my
I'm wearing right now.
Favorite out of all of their... And it gives you a little bit more of like a glow. Also, a lot of brands are developing glow drops, so you can kind of mix that in your moisturizer, and it gives you that like pretty sheen that you're
okay. So
you can fake it.
Like my thing is, I don't use a lot of products or even moisturizer because I feel like sometimes, and maybe this is just my skin, but sometimes when I put products on, that's when I break out. So I'm very minimal with products. I'll do the SPF. My wife got me this great SPF, so I'll do that.
Which one?
I don't know. It's from Bloomingdale's.
What color is it? I feel like we should play a game. Like,
I think it might be Lab.
Oh, Lab.
No. Okay, maybe it's not
Hold
that.
on. I'm like,
I don't know.
We will
but it
come
feels
back
great.
and know what this is.
It feels great, but I put it on, so I'll put that on when we go out to Disney. I know I should be putting it on every day, but I feel like if I put moisturizer and I keep doing, that's when my skin starts to break out. It's almost. Have you ever heard of a person with less stuff it does better for the, because I am black and
Yeah,
Asian,
absolutely.
so my pigment is great.
You don't need to keep layering. I mean, it's really what your skin needs. Also, it can just be an ingredient that you're sensitive to. It can be a lot of different things if you're exfoliating. And also, sometimes it takes your skin a minute to adjust to something. Like if you're going to use like a retinol, that's a very popular anti-aging ingredient, but there's a lot of light sensitivity, skin sensitivity with it. So they tell you to use it at night and build up to it. You might have a great ingredient, but your skin's not ready for it. Like I've been in beauty forever. Like you can put anything on my skin. It can take it. You give it to somebody who's just really never played with them. It's going to take a minute.
Do you
for their
use
skin to
retinol
adjust.
every night?
I will, not every night, but I do use it like a few times a week.
And what is that supposed to do?
So it's vitamin A, which some people get the prescription form of it too. And literally it just helps with your skin renew itself. So like cellular renewal, which is just making your skin work harder.
Doesn't it make your face much more red and drier? Or is that just the beginning
it
period
can,
of it?
Yeah, so it can do redness. That's a sensitivity. So especially if you're a little more sensitive, you're going to do a lower percentage and work your way up. And that's the same thing with chemical peels. You know, like you can go for a chemical peel and get something, you know, basic from the drugstore, look at the percentage and, you know, use it at home, no problem every day. You can go to the doctor's office, get a chemical peel for like 3 days. You have to be inside because your skin is red. It is like burned it off. Okay. So some very, very common side effects are dryness and redness. But, you know, I mean, I don't experience any of that. But a lot of brands.
When you do a chemical peel, is that really good for you?
100%.
Really?
I honestly, because what it's doing is we have so much stuff on our skin. Like, you know, you go for a hike, you go outside and there's pollution and your skin is just makeup that you think you got off, but you didn't. Like skin, there's just buildup. It's like in your hair. You have buildup on your skin. So a chemical peel is going to do it. And there's 2 different types of peels, chemical and physical. And you can really remember it because chemical is just going to kind of, I don't want to say burn it off, but just like take it off without any sort of physical ones. To give you a better example, physical, you're going to actually work into your skin. So when you were a kid and you got like your Neutrogena or whatever, St. Ives, and you felt those bubbles and you were like actually putting that sand and rubbing it, that's a physical one because you're physically taking the dead layers. The chemical just like peels it off without you.
Now, what about the
it.
treatment where they use the razor to scrape off your
Okay,
skin?
so that's dermaplaning, which also will do that. So that's a great one because it takes all the peach fuzz. Like it takes off hair you didn't even know you had on your face. And because it's like topically, very gently razoring it off, it also is taking off the dead layer of skin.
So
your
if you
skin's
were to
not
pick
gonna-
one, which one would you do?
Well, I would do a chemical. People don't use physical ones correctly. We're too aggressive with our face. Like skin elasticity is real. As you get older, you really don't want to be just like, you want to be gentle on your skin. So a chemical one for me is just safer. You're literally, it's like using a cotton pad. You don't know what's in it and that it's doing it. But dermaplaning, I would do once a month, every 3 months. That's like a professional's doing it. It's not that expensive. They do have at-home ones that are decent. So
What's the difference between the chemical and the dermo? I know
So the
one's scraping off, but do they get the same effect at the end or is chemical deeper?
It depends on the percentage of like what's in, like, so Sunday Riley, for instance, they have a great product called Good Genes, and it's got lactic acid is usually one of the acids. AHA, BHA, these are kind of the terms or the fancy letters you're using. But really at the end of the day, what it's doing is exfoliating your skin. So you can do it in a cotton pad with a, you know, actual peel. You can do it in a serum. There's different forms, but they basically do the same thing. It's just the level of how strong it is and getting your skin the right formula. Absolutely.
But do you suggest people going to a professional to do chemical peels rather than you doing them on your own at home?
No,
or does it really not matter?
It really doesn't matter. I think it's just maintaining that like healthy skin and that glow. Like Dr. Dennis Gross and following the directions. People don't follow directions. Like follow the directions. If this one says weekly, it means like don't use it every day. If this one says leave it on your skin for 2 minutes, there's a reason. So you're having the application is pretty much just different. But if you want to go every 3-6 months and get a professional one, that, you know, your skin will never glow. You're not going to be able to buy that. They're not going to trust that too.
Gotcha.
Regular people.
Now
at
with the
drugstore.
Dermablend, does it take your hair off too?
Yes.
Does it grow back thicker and
I know
longer?
it's not like shaving. I can't explain it. It does not do that. I've never experienced anything, but like you will find hair like in areas that it's so fine. Like it just, it's not like taking off your brows, right? It's taking off everything, that whole layer of topical hair, if you will. But you see it like
you
shed.
won't grow a mustache.
No, you won't
after
grow a
it.
mustache. You know, and you know, you can Google it, and sometimes people may have one story of it happening, but it's really quite safe. And they do it very slowly and gently. It's literally just the top. It's not like a razor of your skin.
Yeah.
It's not uncomfortable. It's not painful. It's literally, and it's very like manual. Like somebody actually takes this like it's a smaller version of what you see like the guys in the old days with like the straight razor.
Yeah.
It's like a mini version of that and a tinier blade than that. And they just sit there and like slowly peel every little section of your face.
Really awesome.
Would you do that, honey?
Yeah.
You would?
As long as it doesn't make my hair grow back.
No, it's not that extreme.
Is there any like that could be a misconception when you said your hair grows back? I've heard some people say that's not true. I've heard people say that's true. Is there any misconceptions in your industry that you can clear up?
Well, it's funny because it's specifically with razors. I've heard both. Like with dermaplaning, I haven't, but like, you know, it's like if a girl uses a razor on your face, is it going to grow back all weird? And it's like, I don't think so, but I haven't really tried it myself. But, you know, again, we all have different hormones and different body types. So I think like 9 out of 10 or really like 9.8 out of 10 are going to say no. That's why it's also so popular. I think if the people were growing back their hair and you go to like a respectable doctor and they did that to you, you'd be like, I'm never coming back. Yeah. No girl wants that.
Now, what's your take on, because I hear two different things about eye patches. I hear eye patches do work, and then I hear if you go to a dermatologist, they go, dude, that's nothing. It's not really helping.
Okay, a doctor is going to say that about everything. Like, not for any reason. Like, I don't know that it has like crazy long term the way you're using an eye cream, but I personally do. And as you can probably attest, or anyone who tries it, like if your eyes suddenly are less puffy or they're more illuminating, it's like in that moment, in that day, did it work? Because I know I'll wake up crazy early and it will help calm my eyes.
So what eye cream are you using right now?
Oh, I'm like, okay. I am trying a Dr. Lily Fan one. You know I love my Kiehl's avocado. That's like my go-to one. And I really like this Dr. Lily Fan one. She actually also has a microdermabrasion exfoliating kit that I'm currently very obsessed with. I do switch eye creams every like month to 2 months. I just like to try different ones. And as long as the area is moisturized, I feel good. It's like a reputable brand.
Well, which one are you, like, if you had to pick one though? I know you use it a bunch of, like, is the Kiehl's avocado for under the eyes too?
Yes.
Or is for everywhere?
Well, they have like different moisturizers.
Okay.
But this one, I only do their eye treatment one. That one I like because it just keeps me hydrated. But, you know, there's so many good ones on the market now. And
what about for wrinkles? What are the best ones?
I love the retinol and Furlic, something with that, from Dr. Dennis Gross. I love that for wrinkles. You know, and I'm always like, wear sunglasses, just hydrate the area, like keep it out of the sun. Also, like, someone recently was like, Lara, I didn't know that I shouldn't be smiling so much, and that causes wrinkles. So we do develop, she's like, I'm trying to be more serious. But we do, like, the way how you, like, move your face is also what causes your lines. So if you naturally just smile all the time, and you notice your eye have those little lines, it's just going to cause that. It's it's part of
but,
our
I mean,
movement.
come
And
on.
that's cute. And I'm like, just do it. It's part of your, but when you rest, you know, just keep it hydrated, because when it's dry, it's when you get your wrinkles. When you're in the sun, that's when you get your wrinkles.
So moisturizer, you like the Kiehl's moisturizer for you. Like, I'm talking, like, let's talk face now. Moisturizer for the face. Which one do you go with?
Okay, right now I'm really obsessed with Peter Thomas Roth. I think they have a lot of great, like, again, the lactic acid exfoliating products I'm really into. And I'm very interchangeable. Like, a lot of people are like, this one's the best. And it's like, well, between the Good Genes lactic acid one from Sunday Riley, the new one from Peter Thomas Roth, like, I will interchange as long as I get certain ingredients. I love a good deep moisturizer. I'm going to try Clark's Botanical next. People love it. Like, I like things that people say is really work for them.
So when you said deep, what is that? What's the deep?
Deep means like it's just very moisturizing. Like that's
it's heavy.
The name. Yes, that one's going to be heavier. But you know, if you don't like something heavy, do, like I said, a hyaluronic acid. Hyaluronic acid is an ingredient that holds like 1,000 times its water weight. It's not an acid like in the more conventional, you're burning your skin off. It's a very light, it's a lot of gel moisturizers. So if you like things that are really watery, they usually have a lot of hyaluronic acid in it. So stuff like that I'll use to plump and like feel refreshed. But in the wintertime, I like that original La Mer, like deep one. Like, it's weird. But, you know, it's what you like, but you can find what you need in whatever consistency. So if you're more oily, you're going to do like a gel moisturizer. If you're more dry, you're going to do more.
What would I do by you looking at my face?
What's your skin? Do you feel dry? Like, how do you feel?
I always feel dry, but I don't drink enough water. Okay. So
start drinking more water.
I know.
I'm like, I can't wait for our next challenge. I'm just
you need to.
That's my favorite thing.
We're going to start challenges.
Send Michael challenges of like based on whatever it is, and then he tells me what he likes.
Yeah, and then we'll do pods on it.
Yeah, we're going to do it. And you too, Claire.
Yeah.
Because you have to have like your concern, and then you have to try it. So I would recommend like
my face is. I would say my face.
It's dry.
It's dry. It feels dry a lot of times. You know, I fly a lot, so that
Okay.
Like, what would be great on my face in a plane?
I'm sending you. So Caudalie has this original face mist. It is amazing, and that's
It's called
what I use
face
in
mist?
It's
Sounds
just a face
awesome.
mist. Like
Oh,
it just,
mist.
There's a lot of
Awesome.
face
This is good
mist.
though.
Yeah, face mist.
It's called face mist.
They're known for their like grapeseed ingredients, but they have so many good. You have to shake it, which I like didn't know forever. Have you ever heard of this product? It seems like a Claire product.
No.
But Caudalie has amazing skincare in general. So I would actually probably recommend that for you if you want the hydration, but like something lighter.
So
do
when
that.
you do the mist, does that really help?
Yes.
And what's
So
that
mist-
do then? Because I do it in plain sometimes.
Yeah.
But it feels like after it's on for a little bit, like my skin gets even drier because it soaked it all up.
Which one are you using?
I don't know. Whatever
What
people
are
give
you
me.
using?
I don't know. I'm not saying. I don't know. I don't know.
The Caudalie one, no, you shouldn't feel drier. In fact, when you feel dry, that's kind of your time because you've got all that recycled air on planes, and
Yeah.
it just feels like, and you don't really want to put a moisturizer or feel like things are sticking.
First
First of all, it just feels gross. But first of all, never fly with makeup on.
I saw you take your makeup off.
Yeah, I
on
do.
your
I
Instagram
always
the other-
give- it's-
So do you take it off and then when you get somewhere you reapply it?
I do.
That's
personally.
a lot of work.
I mean, or I just go home. Like usually
You
I'm
just
flying, and like it depends.
Why do you
on
take it
what
off?
this-
Why do you take it off?
You know, it's all that air, and it's just like gross.
And it
like,
just sticks
it's
on your-
sticking on it. Like this is not an
never thought about
ideal,
that.
like situation. Like you see people with. Well, I guess it's mostly on Instagram than in life, but people put like a sheet mask on
Yeah,
flights.
they
Like
do.
it's so harsh. Like this is your time to like just feel a little better. So I just don't want anything on my pores. It's just gonna make it gross.
Okay.
I'm not like phobic a lot of things, but it's like sleeping with your makeup on. You can't do it. And the plane
Is it-
feels like that for
Is
me.
there something that the biggest mistakes people make in makeup? Because you deal with all or just beauty in general.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's always classic ones, like use a primer if you feel like it's more like what is fixing something that's bothering you, right? Like, if you feel like your skin is like always flaky or peeling off the layers, you're probably putting on too much product and your skin needs to breathe. You know, if your makeup isn't staying, try a powder afterwards to finish it, or use a spray. Urban Decay has a great spray by Terry at Cosmetics. So many brands have the powder. Laura Mercier makes a famous powder. Like, set your makeup so it stays on and doesn't move throughout the day. So things like that, I would say, are common mistakes. Do not sleep with your makeup on.
Just don't do it.
Just don't do it. Like, that's your time to let it breathe and like feel good. Moisturize. Like, you want to take care of your skin.
Okay, the big thing right now that's, in rub, and this isn't makeup, but like rubs and different products, CBD is coming out.
Huge.
Has that come out for the face yet? Or
100%.
have you found good products that you trust with it? And does it really make a difference?
I
that
have
it's
so
CBD?
much to say about this. 'Cause
Okay.
I mean, this is like, so this has become a big, big beauty trend. And I actually have the most random tip. So obviously, like, everything is legal here, but in New York, it is not. But we kind of have like one or two medical dispensaries. It still hasn't caught on in New York at all. But those are the best places to go and buy your skincare, which is so random.
CBD places.
Yes. And I say this because the problem with CBD, which is, I guess, problem is in quotes, is it's just not regulated. And as soon as it became the biggest trend in everything, beauty included, like, you go to the drugstore now, there's CBD, and obviously
Yeah,
there's
you
no
can't trust
THC in
the
it, so it's
drugstore
not
CBD,
like
can you?
drugstore. Like, you go to your like deli and there's a CBD brownie, like, it's in this beverage, and like, okay, like, what is it doing or not doing? But dispensaries, medical ones specifically, and probably all normal ones, you can go in and ask if they have a COA, which is a certificate of analysis, which beauty brands and regular brands are just required, whether you're getting the oils or, whatever, different products. They're required to submit that to them. So you want to ask any place that you're going if they require a COA. And that just means that they have it. They know that what is in the product actually has a CBD. So yes, I think CBD has a lot of great, great benefits. Inflammation. So if you get red a lot, I think a product with CBD in it is going to help.
But are they making lotions? What
They're
are they
making everything, face creams, like, it's an anti-inflammatory. So people who get red, sensitive skin, it's supposed to be great for. What others things, like muscular stuff, obviously, too, but they're mixing it with ingredients that just really are seeing a lot of benefits. And CBD is one of the fastest growing categories in beauty right now.
Is there a name of one you know about?
I mean, so now I want to get all the ones that are at this, but like, I just got a list and now I'm excited to try. So Lord Jones? They are now at Sephora, and there was only one brand at Sephora
CBD.
that was a CBD brand, but they were also at the dispensary when I was there. And they're
Lord Jones.
Lord Jones.
Okay.
Yeah, so and I've heard great things about them in general. So I think that when I know that it's been picked up by a medical place in their beauty aisle, because now they're beauty products, so you get sheet masks, you can get face moisturizers,
CBD stuff.
CBD. I mean, because there's no.
What do you think is better than the normal?
I think it's an ingredient. Like we get upset. Like I love vitamin C. I love a retinol. Like what do you love? It's like CBD is another ingredient. There is nothing like this. It's not very controversial to me. It's like this whole thing that like it's a great ingredient if it's used and mixed right. Like the guy at the dispensary, because I did a whole interview, he was telling me, if you have a muscle ache, we'll mix it with like arnica for bruising, and it's great for that. Because I was like, what's the difference between like the CBD mint and the CBD sheet mask and the CBD? This one's for PMS and this one's for your muscle ache and this it's for everything. I'm like, how does this one ingredient? They're like, no, it's mixed with other stuff that make it the full benefit. This one's good for sleep because it's got lavender in it. But with the beauty products, it has become a lot of them are newer brands, so I don't know that much about which one yet, but people are really loving. CBD Life, I believe, is one brand. I gave that eye cream to someone and he's like, it's the best one I've ever used. And I've used their muscle rub. The packaging is not ideal. It's fine. But I was like, I was never attracted to it, but it has become. And then I gave my mom a moisturizer and she was like, whatever the CBD Life thing I love. So now that's on my radar.
There's a CBD rub that I absolutely, and I didn't believe in it.
No, the rubs
It's
are
called
awesome.
Quanta.
Okay.
And we'll put the link below, but it's called Quanta. And let me tell you, this is the most amazing rub I've ever had in my life. And it feels different than just normal rubs.
I agree. I think it really does do a lot with inflammation. That's the real product that I've tested over time because I have 100% like 1,000 different sports injuries. So that's really helped me.
And I don't know the law in New York, but let's say you're wearing makeup and it has CBD in it. That's not against the law, is it? In New York?
So CBD is like how it's derived, right? So if it's coming from hemp versus like a marijuana plant. So there's nothing, it's basically giving you all the perks of what you're getting out of a marijuana plant, but without the high and that feeling. So it's just giving you the benefits. Which is why it's kind of funny that we're all like CBD because it's derived from hemp. It's not it's just not marketed as hemp anymore.
So this is a question you might not know the answer to. If there was a little marijuana in it, does that help your skin?
You cannot use it. So first of all, you can use it probably, but that's not what would be legal. This is why, like at a medical dispensary, you are not allowed to go into the section where you require a medical card or, whatever is that part of it's separate. This is like anybody can buy this and it's totally legal.
Okay.
And all across the country. Like
CBD is legal everywhere.
CBD is legal everywhere. So with marijuana plant, I don't think you'll get more like beauty and skincare benefits. I think the CBD in that is, and I could be wrong, but it's the same thing. It would probably give you the same benefits, but then you're like exposing yourself to the other things that like, you might not want in your moisturizer to feel like all of a sudden super laid back. And
how many steps do you take in the morning for your makeup?
Okay, so for my makeup or my skincare?
Oh, I mean just your skincare.
Makeup too.
Yeah.
I mean skincare. I obviously wash my face really. Well, actually, I use a micellar water. I try not to wash my face too much because I feel like between the gym and everything else and being underwater, it can kind of mess with your pH and dry you out a little bit.
See, I think that's every time. I used to wash my face every day because people go, I would go in, they go, you got to wash your face. And when I did that, I started to break out a lot.
You're getting dry. And the other thing I actually recommend for you, which is very, very random, is the purifiers that you can put in your shower cap. They're like these different shower heads or like actual little things you can put in and it regulates because it was so weird. Whenever I'd go home to Boston, I was like, why does my hair look so weird? And different pHs actually will like impact your skin and your hair. But they have T3 has one, but even if you go to like Home Depot or Bed Bath & Beyond, they now have a bunch of ones that are super reasonable.
And you just pop them on your shower?
Yeah, I put in the head or like in it. They're just because it's like, think about like a purifier for like your Brita. It's the same deal. So they're kind of.
Okay, so
that's one
you do a
thing.
face wash.
Sorry. So in the morning I use a micellar water because I don't have makeup on in the morning. So I'm just waking up. So
micellar water?
It's just like it's like a.
Is that a brand?
No, it's a type of product.
Oh, micellar water. Okay. It's a water called micellar water?
And it has these like little oil deposits. You don't feel it. It feels like normal water. And what it does is it magnetizes up like all the dirt. And like so you can actually use it at night too and during the day. You can use it as a makeup remover. But
so what's it come in?
I mean, every brand has one. It's just like a water product. It's like a special. It's not a brand.
Wait, is this actual water?
I don't know how they make it. It's a special super water.
No.
It's
But
not
I'm
like a
saying
normal
like
water. Just a water consistency.
when you. Oh, okay.
It's actually like you'll have to like Rhode Isle has a micellar water.
Oh, see, I'm thinking
one.
when you say
You
it's
go to
like
Simple
comes in
Skincare.
gallons.
No,
and you're
it's
washing
literally and literally just put a cotton ball and that's what I used to wash my
Okay.
face. It's super clean. It's easy. It's quick. If you go to any drugstore or Sephora, like everybody has micellar water. So I use that. Then I use like some type of toner, and then I use a serum, and then I use my moisturizer and my eye cream.
Okay, what's your serum you use?
Like, which one am I using right now? Peter Thomas Roth.
Okay.
They just like came out with all these different ones. And
And
I'll
what-
use a vitamin C or I'll use a vitamin C during the day because that for me, everything's about your skin type and what you're trying to do, right? So at night, I want to use my retinol a few times a week to take care of any like aging, wrinkles, stuff. Vitamin C is great for hyperpigmentation. And I have random sunspots from when I was 19 and thought I could just be out in the sun all day.
Yeah. Okay.
Who I was.
All
What
right.
about what sunscreen do you use? Face
Okay.
Sunscreen.
I love Image. I think they make great sunscreen. But then like the Super Goops, the Coolas, like it's just about finding your consistency.
Now, do you put a sunscreen on and then your foundation, or do you trust the sunscreen in your foundation?
Okay, I will only trust the sunscreen in my foundation if I'm like lightly going outside. Like if I'm not going to actually like be out all day. Otherwise, I do like to put a little bit on first. Like in the morning, it's funny. I'll use like the Olay Whip SPF. It's really more of a moisturizer, but I'll throw that on really fast when I first wake up and like walk my dog, just so I'm like a little protected because I know I'm only going out for a few minutes for him. But then otherwise, just a light one. But now like Super Goop has a good primer one. Like you can put it before your makeup. Mm-hmm. I also am trying to be like less heavy on my makeup in the summer. I think as we transition to fall, it'll be a little better. But let it sit in. Like you don't have to do a heavy SPF. And a lot of them now are so light. Just find one that like, put on like 10 minutes before you're going to leave the house and then do your makeup.
So we were talking about fall when we first started. You say heavy eyes for ladies, right?
Color, heavy eyes. I mean, always a smoky is going to be in your different liners. It's fall. So it's like we're going to start to see the wine colors and a little less of like the bright pinks and more of like these dramatic reds. And, we're so about self-expression though now that I feel like people are, I saw these palettes this weekend for holiday that were like bright pink, bright yellow, bright, so I think it's really become, I don't say seasonless. Like your average woman is going to pick like her fall tones, the deeper navies, the emerald greens. But the brands are really introducing some like fun color and letting, you go wild.
So my mom's Korean, and we always have, you always see Korean people or Asian people, and their skin's amazing, especially when they live in those countries.
Yes.
Are they using special type of products that we're not getting out here, or they just take care of their skin way better than we do? What is it? They look flawless.
Yeah, they do.
I mean, I think it's also good genes. Like I'll meet certain people and I'm like, what do you use on your skin? Your skin's amazing. And they're like, nothing. And I'm like, oh, must be really nice. Like,
You got really sad about it. You're like,
because you're like expecting it, and then you've got brands like SK2. Obviously, they have this like signature.
Is that a Korean
picture.
brand?
It is a K-beauty, Japanese brand. Actually, not Korean, Japanese. But they discovered all these like workers in like, I don't know, some field. And it was something with like fermented something or soybean or I don't know what exactly.
So
but they noticed that everybody had really, really beautiful hands. like their hands didn't age at all. And they're like, what is going on? So whatever the field was in or whatever they did. But if you look up the SK2 story of what the patera is, so this magic ingredient that originated from like farmers realizing their hands were like not aging is what they use for their entire line. And it has made them so famous.
SK2.
SK2.
And they're saying it's this magic thing. They're not going to
Patera.
let anybody else
Nope,
know what it is.
That's what it is. It's like their patera. It's their special patented whatever.
Do you believe in
Have you
it?
tried it?
I mean, people love it. So
Have you
yes,
tried it?
I have. I do. I love SK2. Listen, but like I also like fresh kombucha toner. Like I like other toners.
Kombucha
They have a
toner?
Oh
kombucha
my
toner.
goodness.
It's awesome, and it's like I'm less like a person that's like now go out and get kombucha because it's like I don't know what they're mixing it or if that's like strictly the best active ingredient, but I know that when I use it for like weeks on end, my skin feels really nice.
Do you believe in the prices of these stuff, or like something that's, let's say, $300-$400? Can it do the exact same thing? You get the same value with something that's like $30.
Yeah. So for me, I feel like something can get you to like 90% and maybe it's going to be like 10% better, but it's not going to be like exponentially better that it warrants the price. Like if you have so much money and you can do that, like great. But I also try to stay away from like, play with brands and they'll be like, it's only like $3.50. And I'm like, I don't want that in my life. Like, even if you're getting
$3.50?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah,
Let's move the decimal a little bit.
Okay.
But I think for me too, and I know my audience, like, I know I'm probably, and even if I was in the position, I'm probably not going to spend,
Because I know my friend,
crazy
he was on TV with me. He bought an eye cream that was like $350.
Yeah, which
and I was like, I'm not going to say. And then it was this like brand. It starts with an O, I think. It's really fancy. I can't remember. Whatever it is.
Very fancy.
This is fancy brand.
Yeah.
But it didn't look any different to me.
Listen, like Space NK, like they're a little bit, you've got different retailers. Like Ulta's like everything. They have a mix. Sephora's like, approachable to like kind of expensive. And then you have Space NK, which has some really beautiful brands that are very pricey. And I think there's definitely something to be said about these brands and like what active ingredients they use. But can you find similar things? Like, I think so. And
well, what I'm scared of is kind of like wine. Because my friend Craig, we all know he worked at Trader Joe's.
Yes.
So Craig, Trader Joe's is a cash on delivery spot. So all these big companies that make these expensive wines, they will put the Trader Joe's label on it because they pay cash as soon as they leave. So they're getting the same quality, $60, $70 bottles of wine, but they're selling them for like $8 at Trader Joe's. And they're just slapping on labels. So is your industry, like the cosmetic industry, like that as well?
Absolutely. You never know what you're going to get. And also, like, a lot of the places don't make their own products. They go to the same different, like, manufacturing places. So it's just a little different. It used to even be, just a lot of the brands were coming out with similar products. So what I always say too is like Google the first 5 ingredients. I know I've told you this on your show before. Like,
yes.
They are in order. So you're going to probably have water first, and you're going to have like a glycerin or different, like whatever the ingredient is. You should know what the first 5 things are, because that's going to make up 90% probably of the formula.
Okay, what is something you don't want in that first 5? Is there any?
I don't want mineral oil in it, not because it's like going to be harmful for you, but I feel like it's fine on your body. But I just think it's going to like clog you up a little bit on your face. It's not like a strong ingredient, but you can Google them, and sometimes they'll be like Paula's Choice, for instance. They have their own product line, but then she has a website where she'll put ingredients in, and they'll say things like, "This is a cheap agent that just makes it feel good on," like, or what this has great skincare benefits. It's a relatively inexpensive way to like hydrate your skin. Like, you'll learn things. Don't like read the ones that are very chemist and like very scientific. Read the ones that are like, oh, vitamin C, great for brightening. Look for this, whatever it is. Because somebody can say it has vitamin C in it, but if it's ingredient number like 20, it's like the CBD conversation. It might be there somewhere, but it's not going to actually benefit you if it's so far down your ingredient list that your skin isn't really reacting to it at all.
Okay, so for products moving forward, is there anything new we should expect? Like, is there any groundbreaking thing that you saw at the Sephora? What was it, Sephora Dome?
Sephora.
Sephora. Is there anything groundbreaking, like you're like, oh, this is going to take over, or this is what, besides the CBD?
There was a lot of, that's funny, they only had one CBD brand, but the other beauty shows I went to had entire floors. Like, that actually was not and maybe it's just the Sephora consumer. It's less of that. But, the Sephora consumer loves, like, Natasha Denona. She's coming out with a new palette. It's limited edition. Too Faced debuted their gingerbread one, which was like a big seller last year. So they have a new version of that. Urban Decay did something crazy and got rid of their like original naked palette, which was like the number one. Yeah, it was like women across the world were like, why?
And why'd they do that?
I think, and they actually did funny videos around it, like with it like at their funeral with like a lot of celebrities, like rest in peace, like, and they've continued the dynasty of the naked palettes. They just have been different colored. Like, there was a Naked Heat one that was all orange tones, and then they did a cherry one, which was like plum. So they brought back something similar-ish. It's the Naked Honey palette. So that was there this weekend. And Lizzo is like the face of it, and they've just been recently PRing it. So that was a big deal.
Is that a type of thing where they kind of got from Kylie? Or isn't she the big makeup?
I think she got it from,
or did she get it from them?
They were OGs in doing that for sure. But I think Kylie's just done a great job from day one. I mean, she knows how to.
Do you like her makeup?
I do. I mean, I haven't used a ton of it, if I'm being perfectly honest, but there were some new products that came out. It's funny, her new Money collection, I don't know, they had mixed reviews on it, but I've seen some beautiful pigments come out. There's like this hot fuchsia pink.
Have you tried her skincare?
No, I don't know why, but I'm like,
you need to, so we can
do it.
Someone that's
like
tested
for me,
it.
Like, I just.
Have you tried it?
No.
Okay.
But I've heard.
I'll look at it.
Like she didn't know how to wash your face or something, and that was like a big story.
Yeah, it's like for me, like I don't know that I'm going. Like I love the doctor brands. I love these like reputable brands who've been doing. Like she's such a trend focused skin, and I don't need like my skin to be trendy. You know, like and I'm like she's also a lot younger than me. I'm like, do I want my skincare? But I'll look at it.
Yeah,
you
gotta
know?
give it a try.
Okay,
I'll give it a try.
So what about like with doctors? What are women going in for right now for their face? Do you know?
Okay, so this is like actually
Or what
not my
should you stay
category.
away from? Yeah.
I don't know. It's so funny because like people get like, it's funny. Like in the 80s, it was like work, very dramatic looking work. Now people are doing more natural things. Like chemical peels are always like great.
Okay.
They're like always that's been like a tried and true. But I tried Picogenesis recently, which was like another quick
Picogenesis?
It's called Picogenesis. I like loved it. My skin was glowing. I don't do very like I don't do fillers. I don't.
Okay, tell us what Picogenesis is.
It's
What
just
is
a
that?
machine to like resurface your skin. Like I like anything that's gonna like make me glow and like. Also, I believe in a lot of the lasers. Like when you have deep level like damage to your skin, whether it's from the sun or whatever, that's what's gonna like get it a little bit more. I love microneedling still. They have more of a. That's when they do the little pricks.
Yeah.
I still like that. You know.
How do you have time to do all these things to your face?
I don't do them all the time, but I enjoy them. Like I wanted Picogenesis, I like because I think I was in and out in like 10 minutes. It's just fast. So that stuff I'll do. Like I've done dermaplaning a few times because it's quick. I don't do a lot of the other stuff because I don't know what you're going to look like in 10 years. And some of my friends who get like a lot of Botox and fillers and different things, I feel like they look older.
Oh yeah, it turns.
You know,
it'll
I'm
make
like-
it'll freeze their face, but while you're freezing your face, it look. I don't know. Everybody starts looking the same.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
It's weird. And then like, so it just depends. Like, and then I know people get really good work done and it looks great and it, like, it's very natural. There's this one where you do stitches. I don't know if you and that one I'm kind of curious about. It doesn't
Wait, is that
last-
the tape?
Yeah, the tape. And apparently
you put
men
makeup
love
over
it.
it?
I've never done it, but I've had quite a few guys.
You gotta
and when,
be able to see the tape.
I think it goes pretty quickly. I don't know. Like that's when I'm like,
What do you
kind
mean?
of,
This is
like
a surgery?
heals. It's not a surgery. It's like I think they do like a little stitch or something very light, but it's supposed to be a good lifter. I don't know. Like sometimes I get.
He's
inklings.
talking about this tape you put on your face.
No, like
That's probably what it's based on. Is this like the
they
at-home
have this
version?
tape that lifts up everything, and then I saw it. It's actually I was looking up Korean makeup.
Yeah.
And it's big in Korea. It's these pieces of tape that hold your face up, lift it up, and then they put makeup over it, and then you can't even
Oh,
tell.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I've seen videos where people do things over, and it's like they're like different parts of their face.
Yes.
Like it's wild.
It's bananas.
That is not taken off here. Also, I'm like, how do you do that? You need like a drag queen to like show that. Like, no, like how do you hide it? Like they do such an amazing job, and they have like a transformative face, and you're like, it's freaky.
It's totally different face. It's a totally different face.
Totally different face.
All right. So when you're here in town, where do you like to go to shop for your cosmetics?
Where do I like to go?
When
to
you're in
shop?
LA.
I mean, I'm still like a classic girl. I love my Ultas and Sephora's.
Okay,
And
so-
I
Even
don't have-
Amy's though?
No, I think I need someone's list because I feel like I'm only in LA for like 5 seconds. Like in New
Yeah.
York, there's some like really cool spots. There's like Koreatown has some cool little areas. Bigelow's like an iconic place. Claire, I'm going to get your list of cool places and then
I just
will...
go to Amy's. They give
No,
me the
yeah.
pro discount, 40% off. But you get so many
Yeah.
free products. You probably do you ever buy anything?
I mean, like certain things I really need if I just want to try it on the spot. But it's funny because now everything's so accessible. And I've also been in beauty for like 15 years. So I know most of the brand. Or they'll reach out and be like, what do you think of this? And I'm like, oh, I want to try that. Like there's a new like magnifying lash liner. Like you can actually like put it on. And I'm bad at putting on my own lashes. So it's like a magnet. Just like sticks right on. So that I'm going to try when I'm like, can't wait for that to arrive. But I've heard it's been done poorly.
Have you ever done eyelash extensions?
I have.
And do they take your eyelashes out?
Yes.
Okay,
That's the
so
problem.
don't do them.
So for me, like it's not worth it. I'd rather see somebody get like a Revita lash or any of these Talika and different eyelash, or just get some whatever the oil is from Whole Foods you can get. It's like the main ingredient. You can look it up. And castor oil. It's like castor oil is so cheap. That's the main ingredient. Most of these eyelash brow growers. Just like try that because eyelash extensions are one, expensive. They're addictive.
Yeah.
You will never have as good lashes as you do, but they fall out and with it your lashes, and so people have to do it every month.
Did you do that?
No, I've only gotten them permed and tinted before.
Yeah, the tinting's cool too, because that'll really
you don't have to put mascara on. Really.
Yeah.
I mean you do because you want more volume, but I liked it.
Yeah, I mean, while you're like lashes, you can do it once just to see, but when I tried it, I was like, I would love to upkeep this. Now that is painful. That's not actually painful, but the time is. You have to sit there for like 1 to 2 hours, depending on how much you do. Your eyes are shut.
Put eyelash extensions on.
Oh my goodness!
Like that for me, like at least when I'm like
a big trend right now.
People love it. And they do. It's part of their routine. Listen, people love to get their nails done, their lashes done.
Okay.
And the eyebrow. What's the eyebrow thing?
Microblading. Microblading's cool too. I mean, I think people have very high expectations with it. Microblading, just for everyone to know, is when you do, it's like a lesser tattoo. It's a lesser, and what they do is they kind of scrape in pigment, and it's supposed to last like up to 3 years, sometimes longer. And it like puts your brow back in.
Y'all do so much work. Guys, we have it so easy. You're making me feel better about being a guy.
But listen, take care of your skin so you don't have to do this stuff. Like, I think a lot of people are like, oh, it's fine, I'll just go get this done and fix it. And I think when you're not letting your skin just do it itself, you're really missing out. Like, it's
okay. Where can people find you?
Pretty connected. Instagram, blog, life.
And when they go to your blog, what are they going to find out? Because a lot of people want to get familiar with your blog.
I've been a lot better with Instagram to show off the projects, but like my blog can be either amazing or so tragic, depending on how many projects I have going on, because it's so hard these days. And so I try to do, like, especially my highlights reel or new things that are introduced. So most weeks I'm really on it. But otherwise, Instagram, I love to kind of share.
And is it at Pretty Connected, your Instagram?
Pretty Connected.
I want to ask her one more thing.
Yeah.
What's your favorite drugstore buy?
What's my favorite? I love like Rimmel eyeliner, and I actually feel like Maybelline.
Is it like the gel?
Yeah, the only thing that's like a gel type one, but I also feel like Maybelline has really, really stepped up its game. CoverGirl has an under eye concealer. Like, I have a few things from different brands based on if I run out of something, and I'm like, I don't want to, like, I just want like a quick, cheap, easy. I'm very, very happy with those brands.
All right. Well, thanks for stopping by.
Yes.
All right. Make sure you subscribe, listen, leave a comment. We'll see you next time on the Michael Yo Show. Later.